Welcome back to my channel. If today is your very first time, you're welcome. This is a channel that talks about everything about business, lifestyle, and etiquette. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Today, I want us to look at how we can cultivate a reading culture. How can we develop our reading skills? How can we improve our reading skills? Remember, what you don't know, you can use, you can apply. But what you know is what you can use. And the only way to increase our knowledge base is to read books. So, how can we cultivate that culture of reading books? Number one tip, as I said, I'll be sharing 5 tips graciously. Number one tip would be determine your reading goal. What is a goal? A goal is what gives you clarity, a goal is what keeps you focused, and a goal is what gives you what? Direction. So you have to determine what is your reading goal. What do you want to achieve? So you have to set that goal. You can say, for example, every year I want to read 12 books. Break it down. That means in a month, I have to read a book. Now, in setting that goal, what kind of books do you want to read? Do you want to read biographies? Do you want to read autobiographies? Do you want to read documentaries? Do you want to read business books, personal development books? You see, you have to set a goal. Because once it's clear to you, what type of books, how many books do I want to read in a year? How many books do I want to read in a month? People have different assimilation rates. Some people can read 2 books. I know somebody who reads 2 books in a month. One, it could be he's reading a book on personal development, and that one could be on business. So you have to know what will work for you. And that is why setting a goal comes to play. So if it's 12, let's adopt the 12, like reading 12 books in a year. That means every month I must read 1 book. That means every week I have X chapters I must have covered. You're being intentional. When you put in such effort in determining how I want to be able to read, it will actually help you to cultivate, because that means every month you're reading a book. Every day you're reading a book. Every week you're reading a book. So you must set a reading goal for yourself. Number 2 tip would be decide how many chapters, how many pages. Or you can say to yourself, I want to read 10 to 20 pages every day. Established. That means every day I must ensure that I read 10. Now, this is the book I'm reading this month. So I say to myself, every day, Chinyere. Now, I like books that are not too, like this book is 215 pages. So I can say to myself, every day, Chinyere, read 20 pages. It's not a lot. See, this is just 20 pages. It's not a lot. So every day I'm reading 20 pages. Now, it depends on you, whatever you can assimilate. Remember, you read to better yourself. So you read with an intention. So you read to learn. So after reading a book, that book should improve your life. That book should help you to sharpen a particular skill, that book should help you to think in a different way. So you must be clear about your intention. You must be clear about the goal you have set for yourself. So this works for me. 20 pages is not a lot. So I said to myself, every day I must read about 20 pages. For you, it could be 50 pages. But you need to know what will work so that you can be consistent. It's very important. Because you might start today because you have said to yourself, oh, I want to read 100 pages. Tomorrow, you might not be able to achieve that. So you must set a goal for yourself and decide what you can be consistent with. Number 3 tip would be make a list of the books you want to read each month. Remember, you can't read all the books at the same time. But you see, out of that list, you can know what you want to read. Out of that list, if it's not in your library, you can know what to buy for the month of May. You see that? So have a list, and you can actually go about that list by asking people for the recommendation, reading reviews. That will actually guide you in coming up with a list that will be suitable to your reading goal. Another tip would be to invest in tools that would enable your reading culture, that will help you. You know, certain things actually motivates you to do things. If you want to read more, for example, you like to read hard copies, ensure that somewhere in your home you have a place where it's convenient for you to read. So that place actually, the place is just quiet. So you can actually read and be able to stay focused without being distracted. Now, if you like the digital books, also, invest in the tools that would help you to, for example, in your car, you might have a Bluetooth. Just ensure that you have tools that will enable your reading culture. Finally, tip number 5, you must have a structure. What do I mean by that? Have a reading time, have a reading day. So set a reading time for yourself, set a reading day for yourself. A structure helps you to achieve more. So you can say, oh, every 4 a.m. I read. Or if you say I want to just read like once a week, you can say every 4 a.m. Thursdays I read from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. So I read for 2 hours. Somebody else can say every day I read for 20 minutes. You see, somebody reads 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. just in a week, once a week. Another person will break it down to, oh, I can read 20 minutes every day. So know what will work for you, because at the end, it's you being consistent. You being consistent will help you to achieve your set goal. So let's go through those tips. So together. Number 1, set a reading goal for yourself. Number 2, have a list of books you want to read every month. Number 3, you can determine I want to read 10 to 20 pages every day. I want to read X amount of chapters every day. You need to determine that. Number 4, invest in tools that will enable your reading. Then of course, number 5, you need to have a structure, have a set time, a set day that you would actually read. Now, depending on you, like we said earlier, somebody might say, okay, I'll read once a week. But for me, I love to read every day. So you could say, oh, every day I read 20 minutes, I read 25 minutes, whatever that will work for you. The most important thing, be consistent. That's the way you can develop and nurture that reading habit you want to cultivate. I hope you can use some of these tips, and I hope these tips can actually work for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe, kindly like, share, comment. Your comments mean a lot to me. Please comment. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care of yourself.